Why are you biting me? Rude. Okay, I'll stop petting it then. Cat's on the desk with me. Hey Dragonlings, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Skye. I'm a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the name St. Hegyes. And today we're going to be talking about all of my upcoming events for the month of June, because there is a lot going on this month. In my personal life, one of the things we're preparing for, school is over. Don't have to worry about that anymore. However, fair is coming up. It is in July. I don't remember the exact dates. I've been told like 3 times now and I can't remember because I haven't written it down. But we are preparing for fair. The girls have to do presentations, they have to show their chickens, and they have to do interviews about each of their voyage projects. So my youngest has 3 and my oldest has 1. 2. She has 2. So yeah, we are preparing for fair in my personal life. And we are also prepping for a color run that happens at the end of this month. So lots of things happening in our personal life, but there's actually more happening in my writing and YouTube life. So, as you can see from my Kanban board behind me, I have a lot of things I want to accomplish this quarter, and I have all of this to accomplish by the end of this quarter, basically. It's not going to happen. Because I've changed up the way I'm doing things. As I am still, I hate to admit it, I have to admit it though, I am still in the midst of burnout. I don't know how to pull myself out of it. I don't know if I can currently pull myself out of it the way I keep working, because I'm just basically drawing from an empty well. That's not exactly empty. Like, there's water at the bottom, we're scraping up sand with it. And I say that in a nice way. I have on my Kanban 4 projects that I like absolutely need to do. There is my newsletter subscription story, Jesse St. George, that I wrote originally for a 7-day book challenge, and I didn't complete it. I failed that challenge, but I got a lot written. I got the first 8 chapters written. It was supposed to be a novella, it turned into a novel. Don't judge me. So I have that I need to finish. I am on chapter 9. I am working on it here and there, but it's more like I'm adding a sentence or 2 before I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like working on this, and I just move over to something else. So I have Jesse St. George. I'm on chapter 9 of 22. I have Puck's Choice. It is completely written. It is completely edited. It just needs to be a final read through of final grammatical stuff and then formatted, and I need to get it ready for publication basically. I am preparing to publish that in December. One of the projects I'm not got on here that I also would love to publish this year, may have to shift until next year, is the writing prompt book I've been working on. If you participate in any of my live streams, I tend to put up writing prompts for those who feel like writing but don't know what they want to write about. And I have taken that idea and I'm doing a writing prompt book. I've got most of the writing prompts done, but there's a lot of extra features that I want to include into the book, and that is the part that's taking me, is like wording that and things like that. So that's taking me a while. And originally I wanted to publish it in September. I'm thinking it might be September of next year. And that way I'm not putting as much pressure on myself to complete it. The other 3 projects that are up here, 2 projects, other than Puck's Choice, all deal with the Shifters and Mages series, which Puck's Choice is the first book of. And that is Jenna's Story, the second book. Puck's Choice and Jenna's Story were originally published with a small press that closed its doors. Neither one has been published since. Puck's Choice is publishing this year on its 10-year original publication anniversary. And then Jenna's Story is currently with the professional editor. I have been in contact with her. That's moving forward again. And then Hunter's Betrayal is the 3rd book. Was originally supposed to be like a prequel newsletter freebie. And when my editor sent me edits back, she was like, you could expand upon this scene, this scene, this scene, this scene, this scene, and this could be a full-length novel. And I was like, let's do it, because I trust her, and she's amazing at what she does. And so when she told me that I could turn this novella into a novel, I was like, screw it, let's do it. And I'm wording it in such a way with present events versus it was originally just past events, that it will become book 3, because there will be some hints as to after events from book 1 and 2 mentioned in book 3. So That is now being moved to book 3 instead of a prequel novella, and I am working on rewrites of it. The burnout comes in with those projects. I suffer very much from shiny project syndrome. And I see a new project and it's shiny and it's new and I want to work on it. I love drafting. Drafting is my favorite thing. It's my favorite process in the writing. It's why for years I didn't aim for publication. And basically what I would do is I would write my stories and I would post them to a site called Fiction Press. I don't even know if Fiction Press is still around or if it's still doing stories. If it is, I have stories on there still. Some of them complete, most of them not. And the way I would do it back then is I would just work on things as I felt like it. Inspiration would strike and I would work on things. And now that I've decided to be more of a hobby writer, I am finding myself getting back into that flow. I work a job that allows my brain to be inactive. And so during those times, I will put on music and I will be thinking about my stories. And lately, it's been about the 7 stories that were originally, it originally started off as a short story published in an anthology. Both of these 2 different series I'm getting ready to talk about were actually. Both of them were short stories published in anthologies that were on limited runs. Both of them were only a year. The one is still out in publication, but it ends in August or September, one of the 2. So its publication runs ends soon. The other one has been out of print for a couple years now because it was originally published in 2021. So the first one, published in 2021, was a short story called Presumed Dead, and it was in the anthology Summer Solstice Seductions. The main character, I decided to give her 6 sisters, so there's 7 sisters in all. And I was like, let's make each of these stories revolve around the solstices, whether it's the summer or winter, and it's about each of them falling in love with some kind of mythical creature. So like the first one, it deals with a ghost, and the second one deals with a vampire. The sister is a witch. She is the only witch in the family. The third one deals with a Wendigo. The fourth one deals with a hellhound, I believe. Fifth one is an orc. Sixth one is an elf, and the 7th one is a djinn. I think I remembered them. I remembered all the creatures. I don't know if that's the correct order. Doesn't matter. So I'm working on those, sort of. Like, I've got the pairings mapped out. I have some thoughts here and there of the different stories, but I don't have much, and I don't have titles. The other series, the short story Monster's Treasure, was originally published in the anthology To Love a Monster. It's still out in publication. Ends in like August or September, as I mentioned before. And originally, I just wanted to do 2 extra stories to follow the side characters mentioned in the first story. And I was like, they deserve their own story. And then I got to thinking about it more, and it grew to 5 stories, and now it's 7 stories. I have ideas for 7 stories for that series, and I'm calling that Monstrous Mates. So I have Sultry Solstices, which is 7 sisters dealing with different creatures, and then I have Monstrous Mates, which are all about the monster under the bed or the monster in the closet. That's what those are about. 2 different kinds of series, both 7 stories. They're all going to be like short stories under 20K. It's been a wild ride. So I've been thinking about those. I've also been thinking about some other shorter, less than 30K novellas and novel ideas. And I've been project hopping. I've had so many plot bunnies that it's not even funny. I have been working on my Notion project. At one point I had 200 plus plot bunnies on my Notion project, and I got that down to like in the 60s and 70s range. I think it's increased into the 70s range again. But because of that, because of working on that, and because of doing other things, trying to update my Notion project, which I'll get into more later, I've been project hopping a lot, and it's been helping. It is helping the burnout, and that's why I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to allow myself to work on whatever I feel like as I feel like it. Writing for me is no longer a career. Like, I do want to publish books. I do want to sell said published books. However, I'm not going to force myself to work on specific books and try to publish them, because every time I do, something happens and I hit burnout and I can't work on them anymore. That's what happened with the Shifters and Mages series originally. Granted, there was a lot of outside forces with that. When it was a series that I was contracted to do 5 books with originally. the original one was, the contract was for the first 2, and then when the second was published, they were like, how many stories were you planning for the series? And I was like, 5. And they were like, okay, so here's a new contract for all 5. And then they closed their doors. And honestly, I have been in burnout off and on since then. Because that, knowing that I had this contract for 5 stories, and then being told, by the way, we're closing our doors, we're no longer publishing your works, here's your rights back, just sucked. And it pulled me into a sinkhole, basically. I felt like, for the 90s kids out there and the 80s kids out there, you will get this reference, and I am so sorry, but this was the first one that popped in my head. I became Artax in the Swamps of Sadness. Like, that was me. I just, when they closed their doors and I got my rights back, I was just like, I was done. So, and I've been fighting with burnout off and on for many years since then, and trying to basically claw my way back. And there's been so many disappointments. In 2020, I had a whole series planned that I wanted to publish. I had the first draft of all 4 books done, and then I had initial beta readers reading through the first one, and they were like, this is in the wrong POV. So I had to rewrite the entire series, and I'm still not done with that. So I had to cancel a whole bunch of pre-orders, and I have only since then published 2 of the books in that series, The Damned and Dangerous Quartet, and I'm still working on the last 2 because I've had to change a lot of things with changing the POV. So yeah, it's just that I've had so many disappointments that I'm still in burnout mode, as much as I hate to admit it, and it sucks. But between that and real life, just it feels like the world's against me kind of thing. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but that's kind of what it feels like as far as like the writing and publishing goes. And that was part of my final decision in saying, hey, this is going to be a hobby, not a career, because it lifted a lot of that weight. And I have been doing a lot better as far as like writing and getting stuff done. The other thing I had to remember that there is more to publication than just writing. There is the drafting process, which I love. There's the editing process. There's the professional editing process. There's rewrites. There's formatting. There's marketing, which I absolutely am terrible at. I am terrible at marketing. My marketing right now is me posting to Instagram saying, here's my book. Please read it. That's the extent of my marketing right now. And it's going to stay the extent of my marketing until I have either a series done or a series with at least 3 books out. That's just what it's going to be for right now. Or if I can get on a consistent publishing schedule where I publish at least once a year. I haven't been doing that. Before this short story came out in the anthology last year, it had basically, my last 2 publications were short stories in anthologies. One in 2021, one in 2023. Before that, my last publication was 2020. You can see kind of what's happening. So, I'm no longer trying to force myself to work on specific books. As much as this Kanban says I should. What I'm going to be changing up is focusing more on, like, word count, and as long as I'm doing something daily dealing with the writing process, whether I am thinking about the story and making notes, whether I am actually writing the story, whether I'm editing, whether I'm formatting, as long as I'm doing something within the writing and publishing realm, I'm going to count that as a win. And I think that's going to help with the burnout, and maybe it will put a lot less pressure on me, and it will make me allowed to do stuff faster and more. As far as like projects I am hopping around on, I am going to leave that open. I have lots of projects in the pipeworks. Eventually I will give you guys a look tour through my Notion project, and you'll see exactly how many projects I have like that are in working status. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like 90 something. If we count the series, and I mean like the series as a whole, it's like 20 something. But if we count individual projects, including like the series as a whole, some of the series are like 4 books, some of them are like 5 books, most of them are those numbers. And then I've got a couple like 13 long book series. So including all of the projects in a series, all the novels, all the standalones, all the short stories, there's like 100 plus. It's a lot. I know this. I'm insane. It's okay. That being said, I am a sucker for challenges. Challenges actually help me, believe it or not, because they give me a goal and they give me a focus. So this month I've got a fuck ton of challenges I'm working on. And the first one is one I created, and I will leave links to all the I will leave links to all of these challenges in the description. But the first one is the GBB challenge. This is kind of based on the idea that I want to get back in the habit of writing every day. It's also based on the HB90 method from Sarah Cannon. And GBB stands for good, better, best. So the basic premise of the GBB challenge is that you set yourself 3 word counts. You set yourself a good word count that you are happy with if you hit that. You set yourself a better one that you would love to hit. And you set yourself a dream goal. I would love to hit this. It's probably not going to happen. But if it does, I will be ecstatic kind of goal. And that's your best. I did this challenge in either February or March. I can't remember which one it was. And I haven't really done it since. I've mentioned it a couple times since then. But I would like to get back in the habit of doing it. And the way that one works is that you set your goal for the good, better, and best goals. And then instead of trying to hit that, you try to hit that goal daily. And then at the end of the day, it resets. So it's not like I didn't hit my good goal today. I'm going to add that much in tomorrow. So like say your goal is 500 and you only write 250. Next day, your goal is not 750. Your goal is still 500. And you try to hit that daily for 7 days straight. The good, better, best challenge is literally just resetting every single day and trying to hit those same goals every single day. And the idea behind it was just to get more consistent in writing, to hit word counts in writing, and stuff like that. So that's one of the challenges I would like to do. The other one is one Kate Kavanaugh mentioned on her channel, which is the 24-hour novel challenge, where you try to write an entire novel in 24 hours. This year, they're doing it from the 15th to the 17th of June, and I am debating on doing that with one of these projects back here, whether that's Hunter's Betrayal or Jesse St. George. I would love to get those finished, and I think the 24-hour novel challenge is the perfect way to do that. Right after the 24-hour novel challenge is the 7-day book challenge. And this is a challenge where you try to write an entire book in 7 days. I've been hosting this for a bit now, and I tried to do this. The way I've been doing it this year is that I'm doing it the 3rd week of the 3rd month for the first 3 quarters of the year. So Q1, Q2, Q3. Our last one was in March. This one is June 17th through the 23rd. It is a full week starting from Monday to Sunday, and the idea is to write a full book in 7 days, whether that's a novel, a novella, short stories, poetry collection, whatever it is you're working on. The idea is to work on it for 7 days from start to finish. This year I'm going to be doing either short stories from the Sultry Solstices series or the Monstrous Mates series. I haven't decided which I'm going to be working on. I was originally planning on the Sultry Solstices stories, but now I'm leaning more towards the Monstrous Mates, and I'll decide closer to it. I will be doing daily live streams for that. I'm sorry if you hear Baggy. He's upset with us. He wants to go outside. But he's been limping the past couple of days. Can't find any actual wounds, so we're making him stay inside. I'll be doing daily live streams for the 7-day book challenge, as I have always done. And I'm really looking forward to it. I love this challenge. It's a good one to do, and yeah. Come join me. There is a sign-up link in the description. I would love to have you. I would love it if more people participated in the 7-day book challenge. So if you want to do it, there's a sign-up link in the description. Please join me. The other thing I would like to do is I would like to start having more 10K days where you write 10,000 words in a day. Very simple. I used to try to aim for that every month, but this year I have not managed that at all. So I'm hoping between the 24-hour novel and the 7-day book challenge, I will hit 10K at least one of those weekends. One of those days on the weekends. We'll see. The other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing more dictation. My computer here has Dragon Naturally Speaking. I think it's Home Professional 13. It's no longer sold. I bought it specifically for its transcription purposes many years ago, because at the time I was working for Dell and I had an hour-long commute one way, and so what I would do is I'd put my phone in the phone holder, start the voice recorder before I started driving, and then I would just talk to it. And then at the end of the day, when I got back home, I would put that file on my computer and let it transcribe it while I was sleeping. I'm going to go back into doing that. I work a job, like I mentioned earlier, that doesn't use a lot of brain power, so I have a chance to do dictation while working. I'm going to train the program by taking some of my older notebooks and some of my older stories and reading those. And I'm going to do that to train both Dragon and myself to get back in the habit of dictation, because it is a little bit different than talking to the camera like this, because you have to actually say your punctuation. Such as like, Sally and Bob went to the store together, period. New line. Open quote. What do we need to get from the store? Question mark, close quote. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, it's a different style of talking. and I need to get used to that. Plus, I need to get used to the speed at which I need to talk, because the more excited I get about something, the faster I talk, and I need to make sure that I've got a consistent speed with my talking when I'm doing dictation. So I've got to train myself, got to train the computer, got to train Dragon. I have to train my Dragon, and get back to doing that. And I would like to start using that to get more work done, basically. And at first it's going to be me dictating notes and plans and ideas, and that's it. And that's okay. AWC. If you're new here, there is a online conference that is free. It is on YouTube. It is called the Authortube Writing Conference. And this year it is June 28th through the 30th. It starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time Friday, and it ends Sunday, but I don't remember what time, so apologies there. It's 3 days, and basically there's going to be a whole lot of speakers talking about everything writing and publishing. It is a great resource from all these people who know what they're talking about as far as like writing and publishing goes. And I think the keynote speaker this year is Kathleen Sweeney from BookBrush, which is kind of awesome. There's a bunch of guest speakers. There's a bunch of special guest speakers. And the cool part this year is that I am a speaker. I have missed it the past couple of years. This was started in 2002 by SD Houston, Shannon. And then in 2023, Margaret joined her. And this year, Devin joined her. And they've been putting on a great conference for the past couple of years, but I have been working on the day of the weekend of the conference the past couple of years, so I've missed it. In fact, actually, it's been last year especially, it was a couple months after the conference ended before I got a chance to watch down and see the videos and streams and stuff. But it streams live on YouTube starting Friday and the 28th, and it will end the 30th. And yeah. But I'm a speaker this year, and I get to talk about my Notion project. I am doing a 20-minute live stream about creating a mastermind for authors, basically. I have a lot of material to cover in 20 minutes, though, so that's fun. What? Let me go let him into the house, the main part of the house. The other two animals settled down and just laid on the chair, and he decided, nope, I don't want to be in here anymore. He was meowing insistently. Anyways. So yeah, I'm a speaker this year, and I'll be talking about my Notion project, where I've been creating a mastermind for authors dealing with projects and stuff like that. It is massive, so I don't know how I'm going to condense that down to 20 minutes, but I'm going to have to condense that down to 20 minutes, and then maybe do a longer live stream video with a full tour. And it's going to be interesting. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of good speakers that I've seen the schedule. I am a website coordinator for the AWC this year, and I've seen the schedule for AWC. It is available on the website. I will have a link in the description, and there are so many great talks that I'm looking forward to, and I won't be able to catch all of them live, but I'm going to be able to catch 90% of them live because I took the entire weekend off for that specifically. And I'm really excited about it, if you couldn't tell. Alright, so that brings me to my last section that I wanted to talk about, which is YouTube itself. So at the beginning of this year, I had all these plans. I wasn't going to stream at all because I was just burnt out on live streams and I didn't want to do them. And what I was going to do instead was I even planned out the entire year of videos. I had planned to do a video every other week, and then in between those weeks I was doing vlogs. That plan changed quickly. First of all, I missed the interaction that I got from live streams. I missed being able to talk to people because there weren't as many. It was easier to talk like one-on-one individually in real time than to converse in comments. Yeah, so then I started doing live streams again, and now I'm currently doing live streams 3 days a week. I'm doing Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm doing them Saturday and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 p.m. Eastern. Videos have been almost non-existent lately. I'm going to get back into the habit of doing videos. I still have a whole bunch of videos planned. I think I'm going to continue doing them every other week, and I might do a chatty video in between instead of an actual vlog. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do there. I'm still figuring my shenanigery out. I will get there eventually, but my hope is to have a video every other week. A sit-down chatty video like this. And then the other thing I would like to do is like Q&A Sunday shorts, where any questions that are posed to me in either comment sections or live streams or stuff like that, I answer those on in a short format on Sunday. I'm going to put up a community tab post talking about this and asking for questions. And they can be dealing with my life, my personal life, about writing, publishing, anything in between. And then until I get some questions to post on Sundays, that's what I might use as my vlog. I got this idea from Michelle Schusterman. She has been traveling for a few months now, and she was doing this thing on Sunday where she posted about where she was and what she was doing. And I figured I'd do something similar in posting about like the deer and antelope I see, or the dogs and the cats, or the chickens, or stuff like that. Like just a quick video featuring the animals. So yeah, those are the things I would like to do, and I am slowly getting my life together. Yeah, I'm slowly getting my shenanigans together. It will be a lot easier when we have a second vehicle again. That's a long story I don't feel like talking about in this video. We're back, basically putting it down. We're back down to one vehicle, which is easier during the summer, not so much during the school year. And once all the after school curriculums start again. It's been an interesting year. I am beginning to think I am cursed as far as vehicles go. That is all I have for you guys today. This has already been a very long video, and I apologize ahead of time. Thank you all for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below telling me about any of your plans. Are you going to be at AWC? Let me know. I would love to see you there, and I would love to see you join me for the 7-day book challenge. Feel free. Let me know in the comments section what all you guys are doing this month. I want to know all the things. I am a nosy as fuck person. Like, I want to know all the things. I'm not going to do anything with the information. I just want to know. Because I'm nosy. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Subscribe to my channel if you're new and you want to see more content like this. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see in the future, because, again, I am trying to do more stuff catered to you guys. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, Dragonlings.